Greetings in the best of salutations. That would be prayer, peace, power, patience, and prosperity. It is said in a English version of what is called the Bible: "Be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving let your requests be made or known to what people call the term God." Anxiety attacks. It said this about a term called the devil. According to some Arab scholars, this means one whose evil effect is not confined to oneself alone, but affects others. The best body of knowledge is creation itself. The sky and the earth. And it teaches us to really to yield, And the first sign is a cautionary sign to slow down, you know, meaning be relaxed, be at ease, be at peace. And in the introduction of life, um, it should be established that we should be relaxed because the it is a word that deals with a leading in, because it's a leading in. The word introduce, or yes, introduce itself is a leading in. And we see at the end of the word it has the deuce. Some say the two, the deuce. Some could even equate that as associate that with a devil. And remember earlier I read from something that talks about the the word devil itself, one's whose evil effect, because we're dealing with first a cause and effect, not confined to oneself alone but affects others, which means the impact, what we have been introduced to, leading into, because it's going to lead into something if we have been introduced to the wrong thing. And then we misappropriately use this and misunderstanding of what this creation is the best body of knowledge, and it teach us to yield, that we learn to we should see the benefits of it and improve upon um, one's life. and in the best of ways. We see production because it's an industry, and it's the earth is a utility in a society where we live in housing, and we have to people will have to pay utility bills, but it improves upon the life of the companies that is owners and control the process, if I may use that. And when it comes to paying, utility bills to them, and it's not paying honor and respect to to creation, but it had the manner and way in which they had been introduced to this creation is by means of exploitation. Yes. Um, I believe that was a brother named Tesla who all these inventions that he had created, um, it wasn't for exploitative means. It should be naturally, you know, given to the people. Um, so this whole earth is is the creation, is the best body of knowledge that we can learn from, and that we may benefit and improve upon the state of our condition, um, our situation, and our circumstances, and upon the earth. Uh, but if we have been introduced to the wrong things, and it creates bad habits, and then therefore we uh, misappropriately have misused and do not have the correct understanding of this body of knowledge called creation. Yes, and we look at the word eight has a eight ate. It has association with a appetite. And it also has a sense of that which one is entitled to. Yes, and that which we are entitled to is to live a quality life. A quality life. Yes. But the first sign in being friendly and relaxed is a cautionary sign, because one's true purpose, and we're here to reach our full potential. That's the purpose. And because the seed of potential have been sown in us, and then we become aware of that, and, and that becomes a surroundings, and then we cultivate, and then we become successful, then we ascend, we rise above. But it seemed to be sectional, um, sectioned off for and that sectioned off could is seem to be controlled by a few, that they are will fight to the very end, that their quality of life in which they have been endowed with, that they will make sure that their life will become, will improve upon their life, and just for their selves, but in a moral just society, as someone would use that term expression. That's not of my own. That when we understand, in the best of ways, that there is, things that are portioned off and sectioned off, as this earth is, it is, through, geographical locations of, places where people live, wherever they may be geographically. It is for the benefit for that geographical location. But as it is the benefit for that geographical location, it is to, serve as a model for all to see that we all, could live a moral just society, and live a quality life, a quality life. Yes, yes. So that takes some, that takes ethics. Ethics come involved. Um, but, the focus is to establish, uh, the right in the society, and that is what is called social responsibility. Social responsibility. I like to say the social and the science together, because we have to be responsible, um, with, with this life called, this utility of the universe that gives us, life. And I like to say, for me, it's based on the social cultural science. Social cultural science. Yes. And, we have to be, relaxed. And that is to be at peace, because we have to take a very serious look at anything, and in our behavior is when it becomes, when we destructive. Yes. So, the social responsibility, could be a halfway journey. Could be halfway, because the key to social life is family, and those who participate in that activity find joy. Those who don't find joy in misery. And, as I think Brother Imam made it clear about the journey to community life, to our original excellence. So it is a social responsibility is halfway, and then there is the social and the science. But it is the mating, that when we mate one with another, well, we become whole. So what are we mating with? Is is to understand the correct, um, look at this creation as the best body of knowledge, and we learn from it. Security, to be production, to be productive. It is an industry of safety, security, to be productive. You know, and we must accept the fact, as they say, and when you marry another woman or a man, you marry each other. It says better or worse, for richer or poor. All those vows, which means it's coming together in a manner of reconciling any differences that come about. We can reconcile it, because you are mating with a sense of that. Yeah, we have accepted, uh, our social responsibility. And then when it comes to the basis of ethics, um, and that we don't introduce people to a to to what I want to say, the wrong type of idea and behavior in relationships one with another, when it becomes establishing our relationship um, here on this plane of existence called Earth. Yes. So we have to realize that the first father, in a linguistic sense to me, in establishing this relationship here on Earth, is is honor. Yes. And one thing I realized about honor, it has something to do with honoring one's word. Yes. And then we realize that that leads to dignity, you know. And then when it leads to dignity, then you create a class of or people of nobility, of nobility. And then you will realize that we all are born with dignity and nobility. And then you get into a right, and that is the right for self-determination. And then when you get into right for self-determination, then that becomes credible. It becomes credible. In this society, they say you have in good credit, you know, uh, but you become a credible human being, you know. So, and then you become in pursuit. Uh, People will pursue and follow you. You will be an example and a model, you know, and they will be happy to do so, because happiness is the joy that you feel when you are in pursuit of your potential, you know, because you have become aware of your social responsibility, that you have been endowed to live a quality life. And that's a lesson within itself. So, but we need to be clear again on the fact that creation itself, it teaches us. It is the best body of knowledge. And when I think of the best, I think of God as best in ancient Kemet, you know, as protector of women and children. That's why I like to say that I like to say I study, you know, really deal with axiology, the study of nature, and I practice syncretism, which means I reverence all faiths, and we must learn to, you know, cooperate, you know, come in the spirit of cooperation. It's because of in order for us to come into this plane of existence, there must have been some cooperation. But yield, you know, it says yield, um, slow down, and so we must remember that we can continue to be productive with a sense of security and a sense of progress in and real and utilize this plane of existence to improve upon one's life. When it comes to not this is not my language. This is Brother Imam language. We're talking about a moral, just society, and Dr. King talked about the promised land. You know, he's talking about really the potential that humans have, but that where we have been, what if we have the correct interpretation of the cosmos, and and if we have been properly introduced, you know, like a intro to a song, um, to with the right attitude, about ourselves and about life. Um, and there are those who have not deviated in the upward climb of mobility on the straight path, and those who are not um, uh, have not been consumed by mischief, and has come real content and relaxed with doing and participate in mischievous um, activity. Yes, because once again, it says about the term the devil. Um, this means ones whose evil effect is not confined to oneself alone, but affects others. Because humankind or humans, some would say we're not a humankind, but that's fine. But we're the best of creation, if I may use it. Uh, Ideologically, if I may use that word, in that something or someone has to create disturbances to affect you, to throw you off, and it creates an unbalance. So they will introduce you to something outside of yourself, um, that uh, we vacillate, we go in and out and up and down, and it puts us at odds with ourselves. That means that our mental faculties um, has become discombobulated and confused, because um, if we see other people getting away with something and we think it's natural and acceptable, so we think that we can get away with it too, you know. And this is the thinking, but this is the influence of one's mental thinking, how it has the intellect, how it has become weakened. It has become weakened. So we must strengthen our intellect, you know. And once we strengthen our mind, more than likely our body will follow, you know. So it is here. We're here to look at this best. The best of knowledge is creation, and how it says it's firm. You know what I'm saying? It's firm. Section off. The earth, the water, geographical locations in all parts of the world. The planets. You know what I'm saying? The fish is in the water, the birds are in the seas, and then the birds are and the fish are in the water, and the birds are in the sky. Planet Earth is a sociological structure. It is section off. It is teaching us that we are endowed to live a quality life in the best of ways, to improve upon our life, not to dominate another and exploit another, because this universe is a utility. It gives us the sunlight, that's utility. It gives us water, that's a utility, you see. So this whole creation is the best body of knowledge. So we must be responsible with that. But not to put in a way that we dominate over one another, but trial and error leads to personal discovery. Trial and error lead to personal discovery. Yes. So there is a conclusion in a day of reckoning, which will reveal our accomplishments and failures. Yes. It is to benefit all. It's to benefit all. If so, uh, the plants wouldn't be here, the trees wouldn't be here, the mountains wouldn't be here, the ocean wouldn't be here, the earth of the land, that wouldn't it wouldn't be here, you know. Any animals, they wouldn't be here. You know. Yes. But this creation, man, and is the best body of knowledge, man. And to be used, and utilized, um, for our benefits. Talking about for developing one's intellect for the betterment of humanity, you know, unto a more just society. I call it egalitarianism. It is our social responsibility with this, the use of our limbs and the use of our intellect, um, that we learn to mate with one another. And when it comes to our thinking and being responsible and approving of, and improving upon um, our thinking in the manner and way in which we reason with one another, and that be that we can be very relaxed, you know, and in our, not so much in our thinking, but in our conscious, unless um, as vanity becomes the enemy of consciousness, unless we don't feel convicted or have no remorse in our in what we do and what we say and how we interact with one another. So then there will someone come, call, say, came, say, repent, which means change your heart, change them, to awaken one's senses to one's social responsibility. Yes, yes, um, one for another. Until next time, talk to you.